How's the evolution of the show been for you? Because in the beginning, it was really an unknown entity. The people down in Wilmington, North Carolina, turned out in force for the premiere. We're so excited about it. Now you go back the second season, they know the characters, your faces have been all over. How have things changed? And I'll let each one of you answer that. Alexander's smiling. Go ahead, you go first.
Well, this is like my first really big gig, and it's been just such a whirlwind and an amazing experience. And the first season, people kind of vaguely knew who I was, and then it premiered, and then it was just coming back this season. It's everyone, some people just freeze up, and they're kind of staring at you. Airplanes kind of get awkward because people are subtly trying to be in the seat over, taking a
yeah.
And then I'm looking at them after I'm reading a book, and I'm I know what you're doing. Come on, So it's great though. Everyone has such a great positive response to the show. So yeah.
And after this, it's going to be insane.
Colin?
Just as far as being in Wilmington, I don't know. I think the experience is great. I think that filming in a smaller town like Wilmington gives Chester's Mill a nice little small town feel, and I think that being in Wilmington is great, and being there for the first season was fun, but going back and being in the same spot for the second season was nice, and working with our same crew in Wilmington was great, and because we had a relationship with them, and they knew how we like to work, and they knew how we needed to work, and how everything needed to go, and it just did. It was really seamless in the second season.
Tina, I'll let you answer this one. How important is Stephen King's continued involvement in the show?
I'm sorry, one more time.
No, I was saying, Dean, I'll ask you, how important is Stephen King's continued involvement in the show?
Yeah, it's Stephen King. Yeah, it's awesome. It's real important. I mean, he's such an icon and a legend. It's great to see him on the set. It's great to know that he's got a voice in what happens, and that he kind of helps guide the show. So it couldn't be better, to have him around and contributing.
Is it a little weird that he doesn't just scare the crap out of you when you see him?
He does scare the crap out of me, actually.
Does he? Neil, you had said you had about 3 to 5 seasons worth of stuff figured out in the very beginning. Are you still on that trajectory?
Oh yeah, where we leave everybody at the end of the season, since we just finished on Friday, we have great adventures ahead. I don't know that we even know what those are yet, but we've set it up so that we can keep going with folks like you. So we're hoping to do that, because we have a lot of stories left to tell, and we can tell them in I think some cool ways. You saw in the clip the tunnels, so that's going to be something that's really, I think, interesting and really cool this season. How we find them, where they lead to, what they mean. So it opens up a whole new vista of storytelling for us.
Yeah. Rochelle, let's talk about Julia for a second. And do you ever see any of yourself in your character?
A little more this season, because she's more physical. No jokes about the love triangle. She's a little more physical this season, and is kind of. I don't know, I feel like maybe Barbie's rubbing off on her. She's becoming a little more active and kind of take charge and faces off with Big Jim a little more. And I feel like my personality is a little bit more balls to the wall, so it's nice to be able to play that. I learned a lot from her, from playing her last year, because she was originally conceived as a character who was extremely, intellectual, and she was the journalist, and I think it took a while for her to put her camera down and let her feelings show and sort of work things out. And if I have a feeling, you'll know. I'm very bleh.
No, it's out.
And so it was really cool to play a character who was more contained, and then be able to slowly kind of let her out, so that this season, the more things happen and the more crises there are, the more she really steps up, and the more she, I have to be able to hang with the guys, so to get tough quick.
And you also feel like you're either on her team or Big Jim's team.
Yeah, I definitely think this season is about dividing lines, and there's a push-pull for the town, and I think it's really a competition between, someone who wants power and is having trouble getting it, and someone who doesn't want it and is kind of having it thrust upon them. I think Julia's like a reluctant leader, but she'll do whatever she has to do to look after people, and he's not the way, so whatever conflict that creates, yeah.